Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier and this is Ship Updates. And of course, the big news, the Vanguard is flyable and usable. And I mean, in 2.1, you just, there it is. And I mean, that is obviously a big development. And I'm going to be doing a video about this ship soon. I want to kind of get some more flight time with it before I actually try to make a video out of it. So that'll be something that'll be coming up in the very near future. But some of the things that they talked about today on Reverse the Verse in regards to the Vanguard are: one, they do feel that it is too squishy, but they feel that that is a reflection of a lack of development in the component pipeline, and not, to say like a lack of development, like, oh, they're just not doing their job, but there are just certain components that haven't come online yet in certain systems that aren't interacting with each other the way they're supposed to in the final game, so that the ship does not have the resiliency yet that it will have once these components all come up, come online and get up to stuff. And also, what was it? The ship is too maneuverable. They feel that it's a little bit too maneuverable now. And truthfully, I mean, when I was flying it just quickly before, it was handling better than the Super Hornet was handling when I made the sniping video just last week with the four mass drivers on it. It was maneuvering tighter than that. I would say it was almost Gladius like a little bit. It was a very tight ship. So obviously those are things that are going to change in the future. I have a feeling that this is going to be more, to use a slightly inaccurate comparison, because it won't really apply to this type of flight model, but I have a feeling it's going to be something akin more to, say, like a BF-110 or other heavy fighter in, say, like War Thunder, which is something that most people would probably be somewhat familiar with, or games like that, where it's a ship that, it's kind of an energy fighter, something that, kind of would have to line its target up from a distance and then just kind of move in with the heavy guns, take it out, and then use its speed to kind of break away, break range, and then come back and take another run at things. But all of that is, of course, going to be determined in the near future, because now it is here, it is flyable, and thank God. I mean, it's crazy to think about it, but it was what, November 2014 that we finally found out about the Aegis Bulldog, as it was called back then. And the concept sale would have been March, right towards the end of March, I believe. And now the ship is flyable and playable in game. It's insane. It's insane. I mean, that's the UK, man. It's just knocking things out like crazy. And I mean, it looks amazing. Some minor quibbles, but I'll get to that in another video. But I mean, when you look at the scope of what has been brought into the game in this limited amount of time, it's actually quite amazing. And so, even though there are like some minor quibbles, I mean, it's just game development. As the game develops, it's a process of elimination. You just kind of keep chipping away at things. So, I mean, it's nothing that I would look at and say, like, we've been waiting a year and this is what we get. You are terrible, sirs. No, I mean, completely satisfied. I understand that this is a game that is a work in progress and not, oh my god, it's going to be finished tomorrow and why isn't all this balanced yet? It's just, I'm completely satisfied with it at the current stage of development, and I've been enjoying it and plan to be enjoying it a lot more this weekend. Now, moving on. Shockingly enough, my small Corvette question got answered, and got answered almost right away in Reverse the Verse. Sadly, though, there are no details as of yet. Only that, yes, that they are working on the small Corvette, the Prowler, and of course the Pirate Interceptor, the Drake Buccaneer. Hopefully we'll get details on that soon, but they did say that once those, while they're working on those ships, there are other ships that they want to do that are on the books as well, including a small mining ship and the Drake Dragonfly. which is of course the space motorcycle. Um, so excited, so excited about that. I mean, it just you just keep hearing the Drake Dragonfly, and people are getting behind it, and I think it's going to be really cool. I think it might be something that kind of helps with the EVAing around, moving around and getting things done quickly. Now, how big will it be? Will it be something tiny that you can like kind of fold up or unfold, or will it be like a proper like flying motorcycle or something like that? Like maybe kind of like a version of what was it, Kaneda's motorcycle in Akira, but for space without the wheels, if that makes any sense. I don't know. That would be awesome. I would be all over that, but I guess we all just have to wait and see. Though I think since it's a Drake ship, Kaneda's motorcycle, hopefully, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen Akira. Hopefully his name is Kaneda. I can't remember, but hopefully that would probably wouldn't be the look of it, because Drake is a little bit more rough around the edges. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see how that turns out in the game. Now, some people were asking about the Orion. Of course, the Orion is not in production yet. That is, I believe, slated to begin at some point this year, but not currently. What's it? Jared still hates the Cutlass, and the Cutlass owners still hate Jared. The Starfarer docking. The docking of the Starfarer, it is a work in progress. If you're thinking about Port Olisar, it is going to be appearing, of course, in Hangar first. So right now they haven't really worked out exactly how they're going to dock it with Port Olisar. And I mean, realistically, we haven't really seen a full exterior scaled model like next to Port Olisar, so we don't know. I mean, would there just be sort of like a gangway that would extend to the ship and then clip onto it, or would they just kind of make like a larger landing platform? And even if you could land it on a platform, would it be in such a way that you could actually get around the ship and actually see it, or would it be just kind of like this giant imposing thing where you really couldn't kind of stand back and look at it unless you were kind of EVAing far away or flying far away in a ship and then kind of turning and looking back? So who knows, but it's a work in progress. But they will have the hangar version done for us soon, which should be 2.2. Now 2.2 to the PTU is still possible for this month. It's not 100%. They're still having production meetings in regards to 2.2. So Starfarer and Hangar, hopefully this month. I would say probably more than likely, because I mean, Chris kind of came out and kind of said it. So one way or another, I think it'll probably be shoehorned in, but no promises. Well, I guess Chris kind of promised, but it's still there's still a question of whether or not they can meet that deadline. What else? The CCU downgrade system is still a work in progress and not guaranteed yet. Let's see. And of course, with Randy Vasquez being promoted to a production staff position, that means that he is not working on the Caterpillar, but he is collecting all his design notes and all the interiors that have been worked out, and they are putting those together for the next person who's going to be bringing that ship together in the hangar and putting that ship into production. And I believe, technically, the Caterpillar should be going into full production now. Like, it should be kicking off right now, and so hopefully soon we'll see that. Now, lastly, something that kind of snuck in under the radar a little bit, but then it kind of, we saw a little bit more of it around the verses earlier in the week with the studio reports. There was a line in the UK version, or the UK version, the UK Studios update. Right here, I'll put it up on screen, where they were talking about, and now that we're done with the Xi'an Scout, and that's kind of what led me to believe that the surprise for this the surprise for this week, or the surprise for this release, was going to be the Xi'an Scout in hangar, and I'm still very hopeful that Xi'an Scout is going to be in hangar very, very soon. But they said that they were finished with the Xi'an Scout, so I wasn't really sure. I mean, because I saw they were working on it in Austin, and then they were working on it in the UK, and of course they had all this beautiful art that was up on screen during Around the Verse. And the first shot that they kind of showed of it was kind of like a 3/4 shot, and the ship looked like it had been shrunk down from the top, and the angle was a little bit deceptive, and so the ship didn't really look all that good from that angle. But then if you look at this image here, this is one of the images that they were working with later on, and now you can kind of see the scale a little bit better, and it looks a little bit more like the original design, because the version that you saw earlier from that kind of like 3/4 view, it kind of looked a little, I mean, kind of Italian supercar, a little too much, you know, just a little too organic and a little too strange looking. And then when you see it from this angle, it's like, okay, no, it's actually closer to the concept. I guess that it was just like a bad angle or something like that. But they have said in Around the Verse later on that they've actually passed it back to Austin, and now, but we've seen Austin working on it, going back to you know, when they were talking about the Constellation. When they were doing videos, when they went over to Austin, they were doing videos with some of the producers there, some of the artists there, talking about the Constellation. And we saw the Xi'an Scout in the background in those videos being worked on. So how far along is the Xi'an Scout? I'm really wondering if this isn't going to be something that's just going to, you know, just pop up at some point, and we're just like, you know, the Vanguard being flyable, because I mean, everyone was excited to have the Vanguard in hangar. And I certainly was. I mean, I'm sitting here and trying to kind of make this episode at the same time, fighting the urge to just say, okay, well, see you later, everybody. I'm going to go fly my Vanguard for the next 8 hours and lock myself in my condo for a while. But, you know, I'll try to get things done. But I'm wondering if the Xi'an Scout is going to make a surprise appearance in the near future. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to go play my Vanguard Warden. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and thanks for watching.
Under fire. Proximity alert. Deck.